Hi there, and welcome to Defemember Day number 9. Collage Fodder and Junk Mail Day. Set the prompt list aside and look what I have underneath. Collage Fodder and Junk Mail. This is where we're going to use maybe some other stuff too to make today's assignment. Prompt. Assignment. Okay, somewhere in here, I bet it's on the bottom because that would make sense, is the page I printed for today in an animal. Today's animal is a hamster. He's just too cute. So this is the paper that I printed that is Louisa Heinzel's or Barbara at 49 Dragonflies. The same as I did for all the other pages, and this is a pile of fodder. Most of it is more of that paper, leftovers from other days, things that didn't get used, and it is a bunch that my cat spilled water all over, so I might as well tear them up and use those watery spots and what have you. And then I have a big piece of junk mail and a big piece of card stock mail. Those are the things that we will use, I think, anyway, to make today's item. And the reason I say I think is because the journal that you have seen me keeping stuff in, even though there are only 3 days worth of Defemember in here, is already getting fat. It doesn't lay flat anymore. It lays just ever so slightly above flat. That would be flat. And that's where it is. So maybe I should use some of the bits that are already in here as the pieces for today, decorate what's already here, or maybe I can replace what's here. I don't know. Anyways, that's why I'm not entirely sure about what's going to happen today. But one thing I am sure is going to happen today is tea number 9. So I'm going to have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that I get to save for later, apparently. And then I'm going to put a paper clip here. Let's keep ourselves separate, shall we? You got to keep them separated. There we go. So I'll have a bunch of tea to catch up on, possibly when I do my Defemember catch up, right? So we're going to check what kind of tea that is in just a second, but I must be really excited about cookies because I'm already digging in the cookie bag to see what kind of cookie we get today. Excuse all the crinkling. This is a crinkly procedure. So I'm reaching in the paper bag. I'm off the screen. There we go. Oh, okay, I got a squishy edge. I don't know what kind that is, but it's a little melty. Let's just put that right up there. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. So, hold on. Wait till the crinkling's done. There we go. So I have lost a little bit of smell and taste. Not completely, but I have noticed that, so I'm not sure how much I'll be getting out of this delicious cookie and tea procedure. But we're going to do it anyway and see, because the tea's got to be good for me no matter what. Mighty Matcha. Super Goodness Mighty Matcha. Alright, so this ought to be very grassy. Very grassy. Should be delightful. Let's see. Very earthy is my guess. That's very matcha. Let's drop that in the pot and get some steeping going on while we get busy doing some art. Alright, teapot aside, cookie selected. I don't know what kind of cookie that is. It looks like it might be caramel. Caramel and matcha does not sound like a good combination to me. It might be an orange. Orange and matcha might be interesting. What else could it be? I don't remember the other possibilities. I got some steam condensation there. Let's wipe that up. Done. And move on to this. Let's get busy arting. Art. First things first, let's open up this envelope because I might just use it. And if I do, I need to get my address out of there. I already put my address, I already showed it. It's not like it matters that much to me. But what I like is the window. I like the window part. So we'll think about that. This also has an address on it, although again, I don't particularly care, but I'll show you how to get rid of that. Just tear it off. Nothing fancy here. And I think I already know what I want to do for our little hamster buddy. Is the minute I opened that and saw that it was hamster day, I had this picture in my face of the nests they used to make. When I'm looking at all this fodder here, I used to have hamsters as a kid, and they make the furry balls to lay in, right? I'm going to back the camera up just a little bit. And straighten it out just a little bit. Okay, let's see if that's better. All right, we can fit more stuff in there now. So I think, oh, look, I drew a hamster too. I think what I'm gonna do, again, because this thing is so gosh darn chunky already, and it's so early in the project, I think what I want to do is maybe just pick a page to work on, or pick a card. Hey, how about this one? Because I could just take this card out and save this for something else, right? I could make a new card to go in here. And wouldn't a hamster make a lovely nest in this barn right here? So now I'm like picturing a theme for this page. I'm picturing a theme for this page. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just make a journaling card for today. And it's my first day back. I'm still not feeling the greatest, so I think like overtaxing or over challenging is just kind of pointless. I think I'll just not come up with any ideas. So I'm going to stick with this thought that I have first, which is to what? Is to create a tag and a hamster nest. So first thing I think I can do, oh gosh, I can see what happened here. I'm going to tear this off quick and I'll show you what I'm thinking. So I think this is going to be the writing side of the card. I think I can glue that right there with the glue stick. And that is plenty light enough to write on. I think to make sure we make things cohesive though, I think I'll add the watermarked, the water damaged part. I think I'll put that on here. This is going to be tricky. This is a super shiny cardstock. So it's going to be tricky to get stuff to stick to it. So I'm going to do double gluing. I'm going to cover this whole thing, this whole space that I want for the tag. I'm going to cover it with glue stick. And then I'm going to go around just the edges with regular, this is a gel glue. I'm really liking this gel glue too. This does a couple of things. One, it means that I can move this paper around and get it positioned right where I want it. And two, it just gives a second way for the paper to adhere. Now you'll notice I didn't put any down here because I couldn't remember how far over. So I'm actually going to secure this, and then I make such a mess. This poor desk. This desk has held up so well. Look at, I can just roll the glue right off of it and sweep it into my garbage can. Oh, goodness sakes. Okay, so I got that glued down on the 3 sides, and then I'm just going to put a bead right here, and then I'll mash that. Again, just rolls right off. Look at that. All my extra glue, throw it in the garbage. Handy dandy. There we go. Alright, so now I have my writing side. I have it done. I have gobs of extra glue all over it. That's perfectly fine, because it will all roll off. And because we're not done anyways. We're not done. This is just the start. Alright, so now on this side, my intention will be to use the collage fodder first to create a nice background for this. So I think we'll start with a big chunk. Just like that, I think. I think we'll put this whole thing down. Alright, I need to think of a different interim tune because is getting old already. There we go. Let's see here. Let's put her even with the bottom. We'll call that good right there. Just smooth it up. So you'll notice a few things right off the bat is I have my original paper is hanging off the bottom of my card over here. This paper is hanging off the edge over here. This stuff doesn't matter right now. In case you're wondering why I'm doing that, it's because I'm gonna let this just sort of, you know, grow itself. I'm not making it, there's no rules for myself. There's nothing I'm trying to accomplish here other than creating a multi-layered, multicolored background. I think we're going to put that one right there. I liked that. So just wherever shapes feel good and colors feel good, just wherever, peeps. I like this right here. we go. Now, this is a piece from somebody else we cut out. Inspiration in December. I remember we used the bottom on whatever it was, but I can't remember what it was exactly. I'll put that on at some different time. Oh, wait a minute, maybe I didn't use it. Is it this one right here? Oh, it is. I didn't use this bottom one. So I don't want it to say kangaroo, because it's not a kangaroo day, it's hamster day. But it can say 49 Dragonflies and Louisa Heinzel, because they're lovely on any card, aren't you, ladies? Maybe you didn't know that about yourselves. Ladies, you are lovely on any card. Okay. You are now an official part of my hamster nest background. Let's try a piece of my trusty cheesecloth, because I seem to be using it in every single thing that's in this book. Because why get out other supplies when you have trusty cheesecloth here? You know what? Not yet. I need a big chunk up here still. I got this. There we go. This is, this is a chunk from the writing piece that we did on the other side. And we're going to glue this whole thing down. Creating a background is the same as really any other collage that you do. So if you are making a collage, a couple of things, I'm going to say rules, right? But it's loosely interpreted at best, because there are no real rules. You do what looks good and feels good for your project. But some simple ways to think about starting and some rules to possibly follow are to start with the biggest pieces first. So I kind of failed that when I put this little one on right here before I had this background filled in. Yeah, whatever. Like I said, not hard, fast rules. All right, I'm going to put that one right there too. Do the glue. There, it's my new song. Do the glue. Okay. Right there. I'm going to fill in this empty stripe right here. I think it's kind of got a hole in it. There we go. I think I did it. I did. I filled in that whole hole. Got hair glued to myself. All right, now we can move on to smaller stuff, right? Wrong. Still not quite yet, because I think I'm going to do the trimming now. So I've gone over edges and under edges, and I don't particularly care. What I actually care about is the pocket that we're going to be refilling. Let me measure quick how wide we can have this. Looks like about, well, okay, so 4 inches might fit, 3 3/4 better. I'm gonna trim this at 4 inches. So we start out the biggest it could be. First, let's get, oh, okay, I gotta start on the other end. First, let's get a straight edge over here. Okay, then let's get a straight edge here. And then this is where we're going to measure the 4 inches. Okay, went way too far. 4 inches. And a nice clean edge on the bottom, and we are done with this part. Okay, a nice clean edge if I can manage using my cutter. That's goofy. Alright, there we go. We have a lovely card that should fit right in that pocket. Although, like I said, it looks like 4 inches max will fit, but once you get some layers on here, it's going to possibly cause it to be too much. Come on. There we go. There we go. Come on. There we go. Yeah, that's already a little bit tight, and you can see that it's too tall for the book. So we have some wiggle room for design purposes. We have some wiggle room. We also have some space that needs to be covered up right there. I didn't notice that before. I didn't notice that I was trimming it goofy like that. See the back. The back is just right. That is exactly what I wanted. Okay. So, first thing we got to do is cover up this spot right here. And I think I'm going to do that. Yep, that is what I'm going to do. Yikes. Yipes, stripes. There we go. We have a nice background for our hamster buddy. I'm going to put a tiny bead of glue right under there just because it's not stuck down and I don't want it to get caught on anything later. There we go. Blech. All right. Now, we need what? Where is the hamster? Huh. Where's that? Oh, there he is. There's our hamster buddy. Let's pull out the page again. So I'm wondering if I put the whole nest and hamster and all what have you on this card, or do I put the card in the pocket and have the hamster, you know, down here somewhere, or coming in the page down here somewhere. I kind of like both of those ideas. So, since I'm not sure where we're going to put this guy, I'm going to semi-fussy cut this little guy. I might completely fussy cut him in a little bit here, I'm not sure. But for now, we'll get a bit of a roundabout him. Like the idea of him coming in right there. I kind of like him coming in the page. That's cute. That means that this card needs to be his nest. and where he's heading to. Since it's since it's going in a pocket though, it needs to look nesty, but not have a ton of extra layers so that it won't fit in its envelope. So I think this piece right here is a good way to go, because it looks kind of raggedy, twist up, nesty stuff. Let's see about this little yellow piece that's left over. Definitely collage fodder-ish. Looks like a big nasty mess. We need this dusty green color piece. Definitely looks like nesty stuff. I might put down this piece that I had cut earlier as a background for our buddy's nest. Oh, there we go. So like that, and then like this, and like this, and like this. What else can we do? I think we can do some little tiny bits too. Little tiny bits for our guy. And I think there's going to be a leaf sticking out because he brought it for some snacking later, this little leaf right here. Alright, so this is what I think I'm going to do for a nest. All these pieces. And to make them look even nestier, I'm going to go like this. I don't know what this is going to do. But we're going to try to get a nest out of this. Okay, ready? So there's what I'm doing. I scrunched it all up and then I kind of pulled it apart. I pulled it apart more than I wanted to, but I think we're going to do it again, so it doesn't matter that much. But I am definitely doing this as a background. So first things first, let's get some glue down. And we'll get this mashed in place. Nothing fancy, just mashed. And let's do some stuff to get it a little off center. A little messied. Our hamster does not want to live in an overly tidy house because he would be uncomfortable. He wants something that feels comfy and lived in. Alright, I'm going to add the little chunk of, okay, I'm going to add 3 little chunks of yellow ribbon. 1, 2, 3, and then some, let's just add some fray. There we go. That looks like hamster nest material. Pull that ribbon right apart till it's nothing but threads. Hamster nest. And I see some stuff in my little bits jar that might go in there too. Oh, there's some right there. And let's put some of this. Let's put some of this in there. So this is gauze that I've used to soak up leftover bits of ink. That looks good. That'll be great in a hamster nest. Now I think I'm getting way too fluffy though. This card is not going to fit in its spot anymore. It is not surprising to me that I might be getting a little carried away. That should not sound surprising to anyone who knows me, and if you don't know me, you will. And you'll know that I get carried away all the time. So it's just the way it is. Just the way it is. So let's see what happens here. I've got all of the nesting bits back together, except a few little pieces in the leaf. But okay. That looks like a possible hamster nest. I'm just going to make a little window-ish right there. And see if I like this idea. And he might have his lunch leaf sticking out for later snacking. And then let go of me. Let go of me. And then we have little bits to go on. There we go. Little bits to go on. Okay, so I paused my video there for a few minutes because I heard my husband come home from work. So while I was waiting for him to get in and settled and say hello and all that jazz, I decided I wanted a little face peeking out of the nest. So I have removed the nest and I am creating what I think is a little hamster face. Poor little guy. I'm not really great at drawing stuff, so I don't know. This is all there really is going to be to this guy, is he's just going to be this little fluff peeking out, I think. Let's cut him out with my deckle edge scissors. And I think we'll do some edging on him because that might help. Let's get this color. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to look, but it's fun and it's funny, so I think we're going to keep him no matter what. I think we're going to keep him no matter what. So, about there is where I want the hole in the nest to be, right? So about there is where I want this little face peeking out. And then let's take our nest fodder back, except the leaf. And we'll do the same thing again. We're going to scrunch and then separate. Except, okay, my nest is kind of falling apart. There we go. There we go. Okay, so let's turn over the upside down pieces. I don't want that stark white. I wanted that beige color. I guess not all of them have to be. There he is peeking out. Okay, and this piece right here should probably go over here to even out with over there. And that piece can go up there. Got a little bit of a triangle of the blues. We have a little triangle of the yellows. Let's put this guy on here this time, because that looked like a space that needed something. And I don't know, do we need this piece? I think we do. I think we need this piece sticking up right here. Now the question is, since I finally, since now that I have it like I like it, how do you glue down a hamster and his nest? Because I didn't glue any of it. I think what I'm going to do is hold down some bits and just lift up and stick a dot of glue and then squish. That's some seriously high-tech professionalism right there in the gluing department. So if the lift and squish technique doesn't work for you, remember that this is high-end stuff right here, and that you just need to practice. Lift and squish. The lift and squish technique of collage gluing. I'm sure this will work. I don't see any problems with I don't see any problems with this. There won't be any problems, I'm sure. Lift and squish. It's giving me swish and flick vibes, if you know where that's from. We won't talk about it because, you know, I don't know what you get in trouble for and what you don't, but we will have no copyright troubles here. Okay, sit. All right, there we have a nest. We have a glued nest with a little guy peeking out. I'm gonna squish a little more, squash, because this card is gonna be bumpy. Whoops, 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 whoops. Now I've glued things to my hands more than the card. Okay, so remember that part where I said I do not see any problems with this manner of gluing? I may have been premature. There may be a problem or two. Like a dozen or 5 things that don't actually get glued into place. Like trying to add the pressure necessary can glue your hands to the project instead of the stuff to the project. But ignoring those things, this is a perfect method. I am gluing myself to myself. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna leave this just as it is for a few minutes and figure out where we want to trim this, because it was too tall, remember? And the sides are going to have to be trimmed now too, because he is not going to go quietly in his pocket. Let's see here. Yeah, he is not going to fit in that pocket anymore, because that pocket's going to have to come up and around all of this stuff. I mean, I wonder if this is going to work at all. I do believe There are some planning flaws, guys. I'm blaming it on COVID remnants. That I can't properly plan a page or a card. So I'm going to trim this. Let's mark a few spaces. Let's mark right up here for height. And then I'll just go down each side a little bit to round up the net, to go around the nest. And we'll see what that does. We need the trimmer back though. Let me put my pencils away. I don't think I'm going to use those anymore. Oh yeah. All right. Get that box out of the way. All right. First trim, and then we'll go down each side a little bit. This is also going to be tricky. Since I got a big fat hamster sitting in a big fat hamster nest. Do you guys ever own a hamster? Remember how fat they can make their cheeks? Boy, when you give them something they think is tasty. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. Yep, that was a challenge. That's all right. We got it. Here. Oopsies. Oopsies. The hamster's trying to escape. There will be no escaping hamsters. Here we go. Okay. He is nice and buried in there. So I'm seeing a couple of things that I want to do. One is that I want to add some darker shading. Oh, I was just going to say I got to pull my pencils back out, but I don't. I want to go with some darker shading just around the very edges of our hamster to make him really look set in this nest. There we go. Let's see what we got there. Yeah, he looks a little more set in there, doesn't he? Peeking out of his little nest. And I want to take some corners off, some rather large corners, and make this a tag. There we go. Then, also in the department of making this a tag, we're going to do a hole in the top. About there, I guess. Looks good to me. And then, let's see, I will pull out the black marker to go. I'm just gonna line that inside hole punched hole. And then I have somewhere right here. There we go. A hole reinforcer punch. And let's take the paper. That one's not even touched yet. That's Let's use something we've already messed with. Well, maybe not, because I'm not, okay, here, we'll use this maybe. It's a failed hamster picture, and I'm chopping him up. Oh, poor little guy. Whoopsies. There we go. Okay. Good, 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 good. So, let's put the whole reinforcers on quickly before I forget, before I change my mind. I'm going to put these on here without putting edging on. I would usually put edging even on tiny little circles like these. I'm going to just not do it. Look at that. Okay. Now we're going to need some kind of pull. And I have a chunk of the, I guess I'll use this because I have it right here. I'll just use the same yellow ribbon that he used to make his nest down there. Have you ever pulled these so tight you just rip right through the tag? I certainly have. Not smart. Not graceful, not clever, not smart. But I find a way to fix them, so I don't waste. I fix and I still use. All right, let's ruffle up the top. And let's give him the fluff. Sure. Let's give him the fluff right there, because that spot looks kind of raggedy. Extra raggedy. There we go. What do we think? It's looking kind of cool. Looking kind of cool. All right, so I'm going to, today, this is really not the way you should be doing this, so I'm not setting a good example here. This really should have been done before the nest was made. But I'm going to pull out my glass trivet and I'm going to do some shading into this tag. And really this should have been decided and done before the nest was done, before the hole punch was done, before the reinforcers and the ribbon were done. This is part of the background procedure. And I just didn't think about it. So I'm doing it anyway. I'm going quite a ways into the paper with this color. This is Vintage Photo. And you can see that I'm going quite a ways in. I'm even hitting edges of the nest, which I'm liking because it's kind of scruffying up the nest, right? In fact, look, I'm going to do some on purpose because I like it that much. Whoopsies. We have escaping fluff. I hate it when my fluff gets away, don't you? Nothing worse, I'm telling you. Okay, so I've got that done, and the reason I did it in so far, well, I don't know if it's the reason, but what I do when I go in that far then is then edge with a darker color, and I can do this in 2, 3, even 4 different colors and layers, but right now, because I didn't do it early on and I don't have a lot of space, I'm just going to use these two. What a lovely framed effect it has though. Nicely aged, nicely framed. Do the same thing on the back with some edging. Only this I'm kind of, you can see what I'm doing, kind of brushing the pad so it does a little bit of a soft edge too. I don't like to take up too much of the writing space, so I don't do too much vignetting. There we go. On that side. Okay. We need to spend a couple of minutes letting our hamster buddy dry, because we cannot put him in the book the way he is. He will just stick to the page and glue my page and my envelope shut. So let's find out what kind of tea and cookies we have. Wait a minute, I don't have to open that. Let's see what kind of tea it was. I don't remember. Matcha, Mighty Matcha. There we go. Looks like matcha tea. Looks like tea. Let's try it. I'll let you know how it is. Well, I predicted earthy grassy. Guess what? It's earthy grassy. It's actually a very pleasant matcha. I know matcha's not for everyone, right? But I like it anyway, and I like this one especially. This is actually a very good matcha. Let's find out what cookie this is, besides being very melty. What flavor? Is that chocolate orange? That is chocolate orange. I don't really get the chocolate part, but it's very orangey. Orange cookie with matcha tea. Let me see. And a cat. I don't think kitties like tea. You know what? I was right. Orange and matcha. That's a good combination. That's tasty right there. So I don't think our little hamster buddy has dried nearly enough to put in his page yet. So I'm going to excuse me, girl. I'm gonna get rid of my cat. Scoot your patoot. Okay. I am going to make a sentiment right here. I even know what I want it to say if I can find the marker I want to say it with. I think this one will do. And she's not taking no for an answer. Guess who's back? Soonie Balloony. What you want, kitty? What you want, girl? You are not helping me get my work done. I will be kicking you off again in a moment, as soon as I figure out what I'm doing here. Let's use this leftover collaged piece. Of course, she's going to sit right on my work. Assuming you gotta go. No, you gotta go. Come in. Quick, before she comes back. I wanted to say... sometimes Yeah. Just gotta cozy up. That's what I had to do for the past week. Just cave. Just let it be. Just cozy up. Sometimes you just gotta cozy up. Alright, let's cut this out and see if I made it too big for the page. That would be kind of hilarious. It is the appropriate sentiment, though, for when you're at the mercy of, you know, COVID, for sure, because that's what I've had, but anything challenging in life. Sometimes you just gotta cozy. Sometimes you just have to give in, because your cat insists on being part of the show. I'm gonna do a pretty hard outline on this particular piece. I don't know what she thinks is up here that she needs to be in so much, but she's having a good time digging in my stuff. Okay. Sometimes you just gotta cozy up. I'm not entirely sure that I'm gonna glue that right there. Suni, are you serious right now? Okay, I'm going to pause the video so I can give her what she wants. I'll be right back. Okay, that only took a second, but I figured out what she wanted. So this is the weirdest thing, but I have this little tiny glass ring dish right over there, and she likes to drink water out of it. In fact, it's her favorite water dish. It's tiny, and it's, oh my goodness. So I keep a supply of water in this bottle for, you know, whatever I might need it in my art studio for, but I pour her water on a regular basis. Apparently, she just needed water from her favorite dish. Desperately so. So, there's a couple of things left to do here and then we're done, and this has been a super long video. If you've watched all this way, thank you so much for hanging out. Let's see if we can fit him in his pocket. I don't know if that's gonna be a thing. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Oh my. We are gonna fit him in his pocket. Oh my god, look at that. I said I didn't want to make this book any extra fatter, and look what I did. Oh yeah. Okay, so I think this is probably going to go on here. Sometimes you just gotta cozy. But what I'm remembering is that somewhere there is another hamster that I cut out for this page, and he was supposed to go right here, and I don't know where he is now. And quite frankly, Suni, Miss Suni Cat, could very well be sitting on him, or she could have thrown him on the floor, come to think of it, because she threw quite a few things on the floor. Oh, she did. There he is right there. He's upside down, but I can tell the silhouette. There he is. So yeah, I actually still want that there. I still want that hamster there. He's so cute. Let's see what his tail looks like on the other page. Oh, that's it's not nearly as cute. Have a hamster butt on the back page. I don't know why I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put the hamster halfway on the other page. Why? I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. But I'm not gonna fussy cut. I'm going to edge. can't believe I'm making it through this video. I'm gonna need a nap after this. I believe I have already overdone it. I've been so excited about feeling semi-human again that I have done all kinds of things with my day already. I'm gonna be sorry. I'm gonna be sorry. That's all right though. Tonight's a cozy night. My husband runs off to bowling, and I do self-spas at home of some sort or another. Today I have a foot mask and a face mask that I will be doing. A peel-off face mask, because those have always been my favorite since I was a young girl. I just think they're a hoot. Alright, there's our hamster hanging out. And I'm going to add a little extra shading under here because it looks a little floaty rather than grounded. I like my stuff to look grounded. Whoops, and I ripped my paper because I'm a little heavy-handed right now. Oh, I see why too, because there's let's add shading behind there, and we'll even add shading right there. Get his paw coming out better. There we go. So this is a watercolor pencil, right? So if I wanted to do this a little bit more exacting, I could now get out a brush and make this look better than it does. And I might do that later because I usually do, but I'm really getting quite tired. So, yeah. I think I'm just going to leave this a more rustic appearance right now. We'll just leave it more rustic looking. There's our little hamster coming in. Okay, that is our project for the day. If you hung around for a complete hour, thank you so much. I apologize for being so long-winded today. It's hard to think with COVID. It just is. That's my excuse. See you tomorrow.